Hello, it's Michelle, and today I am here with a Top 5 Wednesday video. If you want more information about Top 5 Wednesday, there are some links in the description bar that can help you figure out more about it. Today's topic is books that made you cry, and to me, this should be its own genre. When you go into a bookstore, there should be a section labeled tearjerkers or books that make you cry, something along those lines. I have so many of these on my list because I really enjoy these for some odd reason, that I am actually doing two versions of my list today. One is a middle grade YA list, and the other is adult fiction books that made me cry. So let's get going with the adult side of things. And number 5 on my list is The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. I picked this book up when it came out, and everyone was talking about it. I think I was on a break from college. And I really didn't know much about it other than it was very popular at the time. And it made me cry so hard. I mean, ugly crying over a couple of days, I believe, because I was not nearly as quick of a reader as I am now. But this is kind of the measuring stick for me for books that make you feel. And probably always will be. It is on my want to reread list, although I'm a little scared to reread it, thinking maybe it won't be as good the second time, but I have a feeling it will be every bit as good, if not even better. Number 4 on my adult list is Cutting for Stone by Abraham Verghese, and this book is just beautiful. It follows two brothers, if I remember right, they are twins, and how their lives intertwine, and there's, of course, sibling rivalry and jealousy and love and understanding and all kinds of things. So, really just got to me. Not nearly as bad as The Notebook, but it is a beautiful book. I highly recommend it. Number 3 on my list is Tuesdays with Morrie. And oh my gosh, yes, Boohoo City in a happy and sad way. And still to this day, I think about Morrie and how he just celebrated life, and love that book. Number 2 on my list, this book had me a wreck for quite some time because it did take me a long time to get through it, and several points in the book just really touched me, and I was just boohooing, and that is The Time Traveler's Wife. And I believe Audrey Niffenegger is the author on that book, and just beautiful. I tried to watch the movie one time, and it was nowhere near on par with the book, so I never ended up finishing the movie. But number 1 on my adult reads that made me cry is Making Faces by Amy Harmon, and to me this is a seriously underhyped book. It follows Fern, who is a young lady. She is the father of her father is a minister, and they live in a small town. She's always kind of had a crush on this guy in town named Ambrose. And he goes off to war with several of the guys, and a lot of the guys don't come back. Ambrose does, but his face is disfigured, and he's hiding from the town. But Fern still is very interested in him, and then a relationship ensues. And the whole story is so much more than that. It covers so many themes, but I read it in a day and was just boo-hooing by the end of the book. Just beautiful, ugly crying, if there is such a thing. So that's my number 1 on my adult list. On my middle grade young adult list, number 5 is One for the Murphys by Linda Mullally Hunt. And this is a story about a young lady who is sent to foster care, and the foster care family's name is the Murphys. And as she's there, she is thankful to be there, but at the same time she never knew a family could function like that, and so she gets kind of resentful that her birth family couldn't afford her opportunities like this. And then the ending of the book is a little bit, you're on the fence whether you think that's the way things should have gone or what was best for her. So lots of boohoos in that book. Number 4 is a book I just read for Booktubeathon this year, and that is A Monster Calls. And that was some ugly crying. Granted, it didn't last very long, but that was some ugly crying. And that's just a beautiful story. I always thought that was a scary story, just from the cover, and having the word monster in it. But no, very sad, very touching, beautiful story. Number 3 on my list is See You at Harry's, and this story follows a family who owns a restaurant, and they make really cheesy commercials for their restaurant, and those cheesy commercials include the 3-year-old son in the family, and I think there are 2 or 3 other siblings in the story. It's been a while since I read it, so you'll have to forgive me. But the 3-year-old is tragically killed in an accident, and this story is about how the rest of the family deals with that and how that impacts their lives. And yes, all the feels, all the feels. Number 2, I'm sure you will recognize, is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. And I, again, did not know what hit me when I read this book, did not know how attached I could get to characters, did not know how much sympathy I could feel for them. Just a gorgeous book. If you have not read it, please do. And number 1, I'm sure is no surprise to anyone, The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. And how can you not just boo-hoo? I did not see the movie. I wanted to, but I just didn't see how it could live up to the book, so I'll wait till I can rent it or something like that. But anyway, so that is my Top 5 Wednesday. Thanks for watching, and happy reading.